I have to ask because Shirley's pregnant.
Whoa!
Abed has delivered a baby before.
Yep.
Is Abed going to be in the delivery room with Shirley, giving her any pointers?
No comment.
Uh-oh.
I will say that Abed does have a role in that. And Abed does have experience
Clearly.
delivering babies. Although the only person with real experience delivering babies is Ken Jeong as a doctor. So it was actually kind of nice there to have him on set.
To give you a little tip.
Yeah, but I don't know. I can't really give away what happens there.
Okay.
I will say it's probably a surprise. It's going to be a little surprise for everybody.
Okay, but obviously Abed has a lot of other adventures coming up.
Yes.
One being his big Pulp Fiction inspired birthday party.
Yes.
So is this a surprise party for Abed? What can you tell us about the crazy costumes?
Here's what I'll say about it. Again, it's a nice twist because if you think about a Pulp Fiction surprise birthday party, right away you'd be like, oh, Abed's in it right away. Of course, in it. In this episode, I'm not really in it in that Pulp Fiction way. So it's a twist on that a little bit. The gang throws a Pulp Fiction birthday party for me. I get very excited by it. Well, we get derailed a little bit from the surprise birthday party.
Of course.
In kind of typical fashion. So I'm very excited about that episode. It's something that I've never done. And in terms of, like I told people, that was probably the most challenging week for me in this show. That is one of the most challenging episodes for me, which I'm just really excited to see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now Troy has met his on-screen idol, LeVar Burton.
Yeah.
Who do you think Abed's idol would be? Who would Abed want to meet?
Oh man, I mean, I think what would be funny, and I think would be kind of one of my role models when I was growing up, would be Bronson Pinchot, just because I was a huge fan of Perfect Strangers, and as a kid, everyone used to call me Bronson Pinchot all the time. Belky, cousin Larry from Meepos, and we could do the dance of joy. So I think that would be interesting.
Okay.
I think he'd probably have to play Belky, Von Tuckermouse.
Yeah.
It would have to be probably somebody from the 80s. Either that or maybe just Big Bird. Straight up Big Bird rolls up.
Just show up at Greendale for like a PSA.
Like a PSA of something about, like, we've done no drugs, so maybe it's like no
bullying.
Cheating, no bullying.
There
we go.
Okay. Yeah. And how much do you think we'll get to see Abed's family? Do we get to see his dad come back? Or
Iqbal! Falafel is a fullback? I hope so. I love when Iqbal comes. But, he's on Glee.
Right.
So he's busier and more popular. If we can rent him for a little bit, I think we will. But, there's so much going on within the study group itself that sometimes it's hard. I'm sure it's hard for the writers to find time to veer off, you know. But it's always an interesting thing when I think you bring my dad into the picture there, because you see, wow, the relationship there is quite interesting. There's not, but I think that they've definitely grown. He's definitely more open to accepting Abed for who he is. I think with the study group's help,
Right.
Although Jeff Winger's sort of becoming his
surrogate dad.
His surrogate dad in many ways.
Now, are you hoping that Abed gets a love interest, because we saw Eliza come on and there was a little flirtation, but she left and she has a show.
Right.
So are you thinking Abed might have to look around Greendale and find someone?
I think so. I think there's a lot of potential candidates. A lot of potential candidates you've seen. We'll see. I'm very excited about the possibilities of that. Okay. I like that Abed is sort of growing into these other areas and kind of immersing himself in all these different places where you're like, you could expect Abed to pop up almost anywhere on campus.
Right.
And that to me is a really exciting thing, especially for a character to explore. 1 minute you're over here, in a blanket fort.
Right.
And the very next minute you're having a pseudo date with a CIA agent in your dorm room watching Kick Puncher.
Now, what would be Abed's idea of a first date?
Well, it would be a movie. That it's got to be a movie. The problem would be is, like, you wouldn't want to go to like a movie like when they like 3 movies in a row. You wouldn't want to do with Abed, because Abed could sit there all day.
Right.
Eventually the date would be like, are we going to leave here? Are we going to go eat something? Are we need dinner or get yogurt? I think Abed would like yogurt.
Okay.
He loves yogurt. So I think if you're watching a good movie and then going eating a lot of yogurt would be probably Abed's ideal date.
Okay. And obviously, since he's a huge pop culture fan, what is Abed watching on television right now?
Cougar Town.
Awesome.
Abed is watching Cougar Town. I'm a little bit more of a foodie.
That's cool.
What else is Abed into? I'd say, I'm trying to think what he's really into right now. Battlestar Galactica. He's definitely rewatching it. He's rewatching it.
Of course.
For the 5th time, or whatever it is. And Caprica, too.
Okay.
He's also in a campaign right now to make Firefly come back.
Very cool, yeah. That would be, I think everybody out there wants that to come back.
And Doctor Who, of course, Abed is really into.
Nice.
Cool.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.